Hello, YouTube. All right, I just screwed up royally on trying to figure out my times, but anyway, so I should have ran off a recap last week because of the way everything's running right now. I'm out of hours. I'm sitting in basically a scrapyard, one of our junkyard drop lots that's in a wrecker service, and I'm gonna be here till Monday morning, possibly Tuesday morning. I'm going to have a little chat with my DVL, but that's not going to help because I'm going IC starting the 8th. So, anyway. Alright, so let's do this. Monday, Savannah, Georgia to Salisbury, North Carolina for 117 miles. Tuesday was a pickup of a live load to Charlotte, North Carolina, and relayed in High Point, North Carolina. And then I got one with some miles. Went from Lincolnton, North Carolina to Jackson, Missouri for a total of 752 miles. I believe that includes Mondays as well. I'm not sure. So that was an awesome trip. It wasn't too bad either. Live unload at the end of that one. It took me all day driving Tuesday to get there. All day. I wasn't able to, I barely had time to grab the load and get to a truck stop Tuesday afternoon. Monday afternoon? Tuesday afternoon. Took me all day Wednesday driving. So 752 miles. So I picked up, did the relay, and then grabbed a load. I got delayed a little bit because one of these shippers, they sometimes take forever, as usual. Grabbed that load and ran all day Wednesday to get to Jackson, Missouri. Now, I parked a little bit away from there. I was an hour away, I think it was. And when I went there, so let's just say on the way to Missouri. Now, Missouri and a few other states have had a lot of flooding going on. Missouri is flooded out on a lot of roads. Jill took me down. I should have paid attention to Randy, my GPS. It might have worked out better, but usually when they have storms that knock out roads and such, they actually change your routing. I had to drive 40 miles around a flooded out street. Jill took me up a road and through Cairo, Missouri, I think it was, Cairo, Indiana. Man, that town looked like it was happening at one time, but that place is like ghost town. So anyway, I drove through there and it took me on, I believe it was Illinois 3, Missouri 3, something like that. And right at the start of this road, when I got on there, it says road closed in 14 miles. And this is the way Jill was running me, and usually she's not bad. So I had 16 miles to go on that road, and I had an hour and about hour and a half left on my drive time clock. I was almost out of time. I had it down to the wire where I would have 30 minutes left. Now, yeah, that worked out well. I had to pop Waze open real quick and look on there, and it said that the road was definitely closed in 14 miles. So I had to turn around in a area that, thank the Lord, wasn't busy. It was just a dead road. There's maybe 5 cars, I don't know, 20 cars an hour maybe in that area. Like, there was no traffic, so I was able to turn around fairly easily. Did that, went the other way, and followed mine, which ended up, I had to go northbound to go southbound because the southbound entrance was near where I was trying to go down that road was blocked off because they had completely torn the road apart, the entrance ramp. So I had to go an extra 10 miles out of the way because I couldn't get on right there, so I lost another 10 minutes there. I got to that truck stop with 7 minutes to spare, but I was 5 or 10 minutes down the road. So Thursday morning I got to the drop and had to drive down past I don't know, once I got there, it took me 10 minutes just to get the receiving office because you got to go way past warehouses and stuff. They had 3 warehouses The pallet place was the last one down. You had to go all the way around the building to the other side, and then to get unloaded, they sent me to a door around the side that I'd first come in on. Yeah, good times, eh? So after that, I picked up from Jackson, Missouri across the street and went to Louisville, Kentucky for 286 miles. Then I picked up a relay in Louisville, Kentucky on Thursday, dropped it in Friday, live unload in Trenton, Illinois for 236 miles. Ran back to St. Louis, Missouri to Edwardsville at our OC for 56 miles. Did a fun trailer hunt. There was 3 empties on that lot. One of them had an IC under it. One of them was from 1995, and the customer I was going to pick up at the next pre-assignment was, I know how they are about trailers. They wouldn't have took that trailer. And the third one was nowhere to be found. So Box Planner sent me a thing saying, well, look for these 3 trailers, and I sent them a message back. And of course they don't get those messages, I don't think, as if they did they wouldn't have sent me trying to get the same. And then I sent another one 10-15 minutes later. I waited, and then I sent another one saying trailer's not available. So they sent me the same 2, one with the IC under it, the old ratty one, and then a brand new one that wasn't on the lot. But I looked around and I opened the app up, and the app had a different one for the 3rd trailer. It wasn't a brand new one, it was 13, and it was actually on the lot next to the trailer I just dropped there for the relay. So I grabbed it and I took off, got my load, and went from Edwardsville to Union City, Georgia for 564 miles. Total miles for the week through Saturday were 2,111. I actually drove probably 2,400, right? Because, there's usually a 10% difference there. Might not have been. It might have been 2,200. In addition to the extra 40 miles I had to drive out of route because the flooded road, which wasn't marked on there. So, and because they pay HHG, it's not covered. But I'm not worried about that. It was good. So, and today I got a pre-assignment yesterday evening after I got to the OC. I told him, I was like, I can't sit here. This customer won't let us sit there. So I had to drive 20 minutes, which actually ended up being probably about 40 to get back to the OC. Traffic in Atlanta was ridiculous yesterday in a couple of areas. And then they gave me an assignment when I had about an hour and a half. Well, I got it when there was an hour and a half left on the clock. They gave it to me when there was 2 hours left on the clock, picking up exactly where I dropped off at. Now, if I'd have had that, like, when I was there, that would have been perfect, because I could have just started heading this way and got almost all the way here. And I still would have had no time left, but I would have actually had less time left than I do now, I believe. I would have had the same amount of time left, but more time on the drive clock. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So I get here, and I have... it took me 3.5 hours to get here after getting up, and I only have 4.5 hours left on my clock. Even though I have 8 hours drive time. Well, when I got here it was more than that, but right now I got like 8 hours drive time, 8 hours on duty, but I only have 4.5 hours left on my 70. So they got to do a reset on me. So that being said, this is what I tried to say in my first video. That being said, this is going to make me, and this is actually going to go into this week's coming check. So that was 128 miles or thereabouts. Holidays, keep an eye on your hours. They will ask you to work during the holiday. I don't usually do that. I don't care. I mean, fire me. I'll go somewhere else. I don't care. Because, I mean, you wanted me to work on a holiday, and then you're going to take, instead of giving me pretty much 2 days off, you're going to take and give me 1 day off, and I don't do that. I mean, if I'm getting 2 days off, I'm taking 2 days off. Now, when I go IC, it's going to have to be different. I'm probably going to be out 2-3 weeks during the first period, and I'll explain that later. But I'm out of time, because let me break it down. Monday was 7 hours 13 minutes. Tuesday 9:14. Wednesday, 12 hours and 12 minutes. This is all between driving and on duty. Wednesday, 11 hours, 34 minutes. Thursday, 10 hours, 34 minutes. Friday, 10 hours. And Saturday, 4 hours. I'm sorry. Something right here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 7:13, 9:14, 12:12, 11:34, 10:34, 10, and today was 4:31, which is day 7 out of 8 for 70. I have used up 65 hours and 24 minutes in 7 days. When you run recap, you cannot do this. You will have no time left to drive on day 8. I have no time left. So I have to wait for day 9 when I will have a little bit. See, what they're trying to do is they're trying to reset me. I'm calling my DBL in the morning, immediately in the morning. So I'm trying to get off on Tuesday because I want to get out of here Wednesday, but I highly doubt they're going to work with me because once you go IC, they are limited in what they will do for you. For the simple fact that you're your own person now, not a company dependent driver. And it's your responsibility to do everything you need to do. So, other than that, so on the recap, I drove for 4 hours and 30 minutes today, right? So that left me with 4 hours and 36 minutes. Or that's what I got left. I drove for, what do I got here? I drove for 3 hours, 4 hours, 31 minutes. I drove for 3 hours and 6 minutes pre-trip, picking up the trailer and post-trip because I knew I was going to be stuck here. We're an hour and 25 minutes. So total was 4 hours and 31 minutes. So I had like 8 on the clock, but there's nothing I can do now because they didn't have any short runs, and there's really nothing I could do. At least I don't think they had any short runs. I'm sure if my DBL was there, something would have been able to be worked out. But the weekend crew is horrible. If you have problems, try not to use them. So tomorrow is Monday, right? So I have to sit because there's 0 hours on my 8th day. I did not work Sunday last week, and Monday will be the 8th day from Sunday, which means I get 0 hours back. Now, Tuesday, I'm going to get 7 hours and 13 minutes back. So, that'll give me 11 hours and 49 minutes on Tuesday morning. The only issue with that, they're trying to reset me for Tuesday evening at 7 p.m., which means I won't get back to the DC until Wednesday, which means I'm not going to have time to really get all my stuff packed in this truck, and I got to get it packed out by Wednesday. This isn't good. But it is good because I'm going IC, and then I don't have to deal with this headache. The headache I have will be the headache I created, not the headache somebody else created. All right, and that's it for me. It looks like I might get 400 miles this week, so this is going to be a lame check. Last week's will be a good check, and seeing as I've been on the road, I ain't been able to spend no money. I'll still have a decent amount in the kitty, and I think that's it. So I was going to go to a truck stop, but it's burnt down in McCalla. So I'm just going to sit here and give me more time. Oh, and another thing, my APU died. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I took my tools home, most of them, so I can't even get into it and see if there's any fuses blown. Because what I think it is a blown fuse. But, yeah, that sucker died. It was working fine, and then just, boom, nothing. It doesn't turn on. It doesn't even pretend to turn on. There's no error codes on either one of the devices. There's an error on there's actually a way you can look up codes with the USB plug, but it won't bring them up. It's not working properly, and I think it has something to do with the fact of what's blown. Anyway, I don't know what else to say, but I'm going IC, and I'll make a video about that soon, within the next 7 days. Probably less than 7 days, because I might make it today, because I got nothing to do. I'm supposed to be in church today, interrupting my church so I can sit in a junkyard parking lot. I'm really not happy about this. I mean, I don't want to. No. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Y'all keep the left door closed and keep the hammer down.